Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here's a new installment of Revolutions, the ongoing diary of my spins. You know the drill. I'm going to show you some records that I've been playing in the past week. I hope there's something for you to enjoy, something you will discover or rediscover. This morning I started off with a revisit of Within the Realm of a Dying Sun, the I think third album by Dead Can Dance. Dead Can Dance are a neoclassical dark wave gothic ethereal gothic band from Melbourne, made of Brendan Perry and Lisa Gerrard. They've been living in London for a very long time, but their early records are all classics, and this is no exception. The opener, Anywhere Out of the World, amazing, sort of layered, lots of. I mean, the it's got like about three violins, cellos, trumpets, trombones. It's very heavily orchestrated, and like the voices are just take you into a sort of altered consciousness almost. The Dawn of the Iconoclast, amazing opener of side B. Very highly recommended if you like that kind of 4AD sound. I also revisited my copy of The Serpent's Egg, also from Dead Can Dance, also classic, also everybody should hear this. Starts with the fabulous Host of Seraphim, which is probably one of Dead Can Dance's finest moments. So very highly recommended. If you like that kind of dream pop, ethereal, dark wave, if you like that sound of 4AD, you could do worse than playing these records. And because I was in that mood, I also revisited The Moon and the Melodies, which is a project between Harold Budd and the Cocteau Twins. There's Liz Fraser and Robin Guthrie and Simon Raymond. Um, beautiful collaboration. I think one of the best things the Cocteau Twins ever did, really. I mean, and that's saying a lot because, you got Treasure, you got Heaven or Las Vegas, you've got Victoria Land, who are classics, absolute classics. Everybody should own those records, but this is beautiful. Sea Swallow Me, beautiful song. Eyes and Mosaics, She Will Destroy You. Just glorious dream pop with Liz Fraser's voice perched atop, like it's kind of sort of, sublime music, like timeless music. Um, Another kind of timeless, kind of sublime effort is this Durch die Wüste, Through the Desert in English, by Hans Joachim Rodelius, one half a cluster. This is a beautiful, gorgeous soundscapes kind of record. Lots of lovely ambient atmospheres, muted pianos, sort of some nature recordings on this from 1978. The kind of crowd rock that has went into more sort of ambient territory. Very much in the Eno kind of mold. Very highly recommend this record. Beautiful. This morning I revisited one of my all-time favorite post-punk records. I would put this in my top 10 post-punk records of all time, any day of the week. The sound from The Lion's Mouth, absolutely phenomenal mix of very early Echo and the Bunnymen and very early U2. And don't let that ruin it for you, because some people think that U2 is just, their name is Mud. Obviously, their later records are not something that I would even consider listening to, but the early records are amazing. And so you've got this kind of like fusing of those two kinds of sounds, excuse the pun. The Sound is not a band that anybody really talks about, and they should be known by all, if you like post-punk. Adrian Borland was their singer. Unfortunately died way too young, 40. I think he committed suicide. Terrible loss to the into the music world. Fatal Flaw, winning the opening track. Contact the Facts. Oh my god, Sense of Purpose. Every song's a winner on this. Last night, I was also playing my copy of Sensations Fix, Fragments of Light. Sensation Fix were an Italian progressive electronic band led by Franco Falzini. Very much in the kind of cluster Tangerine Dream mold. I would say a beautiful record. Lots of again layered ambient sounds, lovely guitar playing, some beautiful atmospheric synths. If you've never heard of Sensations Fix, is the name of the band, in case people just complain about the fact that they can't understand what I'm talking about. And yet, continuing, also revisited this phenomenal record by African Head Charge, My Life in the Hole in the Ground, which is a tribute in a way to My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. African Head Charge, a UK dub project. They were released originally on You Sound, which is the label of Adrian Sherwood, and this is produced and arranged by Adrian Sherwood. It's a really sort of dark, dubby, visceral experience. You listen to this and it just resonates. This music, it's just beautiful. From 1991 on You Sound. The early African Head Charge, I would recommend all of them. They're all beautiful. Sorry, not very descriptive, but I'll try to keep this under 20 minutes if I can. I revisited also Koichima, All My Relations. Now, you may not be familiar with Koichima. Koichima is the saxophonist, I think, in the Daptones. Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. This is on Daptone. Yes, sorry. This is a beautiful record. It's a spiritual jazz project with a really beautiful cast of musicians, very much inspired by people like Pharoah Sanders or Youssef Lateef. It's a very much Youssef Lateef-like kind of project, this one. So Koichima Gastelum plays alto sax, electric sax, flute, bass, clarinet, and then you've got a whole host of beautiful playing there, and you've got clavinet, you've got gimbri, you've got tabla, you've got congas. If that doesn't sell it to you, I don't know what will. All My Relations on Daptone, yes. And he's done a second installment of this. I bought this during lockdown a couple of years ago, and I really love this project. I don't need to introduce this record. If I do, then maybe there's something a little bit off, because everybody knows Journey in Sachidananda. This is not the new and improved reissue, which I'm not going to get because my copy sounds perfectly fine. This is a early 2000 issue of it. I don't need another one of these. I know it back to front. I'm not one of these people who need 5 copies of the same record. Nonetheless, everybody should own this record. It's a wonderful odyssey with Pharoah Sanders and Cecil McBee on bass, and also Charlie Hayden on bass, Rashid Ali on drums, plus lots of amazing Indian instruments playing, Hindustani, kind of, it's a masterpiece. Everybody's got this and know it, but I played it, so why not? Also played this classic by Roy Ayers, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. The sound of Raw Air's production for the 80s for all the hip hop. It's Japanese pressing, and the sticker is stuck on there, and I can't do anything about it. So I'm going to keep it there. This is a wonderful, moody kind of like you just love the synths playing on this, and the vibes. It's just beautiful. It just just paints. It's great because it's autumn in Melbourne here, and you get these beautiful, glorious sunny days with the beautiful yellow and orange colors in the back. My garden is full of yellow and orange, and it's kind of fits the mood. It's 1976. Just glorious, glorious record. Roy Ayers, obviously, he was a vibes. Is he still alive? I think he's still alive. Vibes player. Maybe I've killed Roy Ayers by accident. Sorry. So many people die, and like it's hard to keep track of who's alive, who's dead. Here's a record that championed on my channel for the past more than 10 years. I bought this when it was first reissued by Find the Scapes in 2006 because I was so intrigued by the whole thing. This is Mustafa Özkent. This is a record. It's hard to believe that I've been playing for nearly 20 years and I still rediscover something when I play. Mustafa Özkent as a Turkish arranger, band leader, composer, and he put out this record I think in 1971 or 1973, sorry. And it's kind of it's an obscurity of sorts. Well, it is an obscurity, but when you listen to it at times, you've got the impression you listen to a bit of Can. The drumming is kind of like very Yaki Liebezeit. It's kind of a mix between Can and a little bit of Jean-Jacques Perret and Can and Mogola, the Turkish band. If you fuse those three things, stunning records. Listen to the first couple of tracks. Like the first track 1, 2, and 3 are amazing. Like what a record. Mustafa Özkent. Okay. Actually, whilst I'm on Middle Eastern type of music, I picked up this record. It's just been released. Love in Exile. This is Aruj Aftab, who made waves in the past couple of years with a Vulture Prince record, which you should really listen to. It's a wonderfully devotional, Persian, but she lives in Brooklyn, and she's American, but she's also Iranian descent, and it's just a lovely, if you like music by Nusrat Ali Fateh Khan, for example, you'd love Aruj Aftab, and Vijay Iyer and Shazad Ismaili. They made this trio record, again, beautiful devotional music set to beautiful jazz piano, just been released. So I haven't played a great deal, so I can't really express too much on it, but I think you would love this. Continuing with more jazz, I revisited Flood by Herbie Hancock. Flood is a classic of the Mwandishi period. It's alive in Japan. It's got all the hits. Maiden Voyage, Watermelon Man, Butterfly, Chameleon. The band is Mwandishi basically. Paul Jackson, Benny Maupin. Paul Jackson, what a bass player! Really, what an underrated dude. Herbie Hancock, Flood, amazing electric jazz, sort of Mwandishi, Electric Miles style. What can I say? And another amazing electric jazz, very underrated project is Realization by Eddie Henderson. If you like Mwandishi, if you like Electric Miles, this is straight out of the box, the same kind of record. 1973 as well. Billy Hart on drums, Buster Williams on bass, Eddie Anderson on trumpet, Benny Maupin, again, I mean, it's the same band really, and Herbie Hancock is on electric piano, and Lenny White is also on drums. I mean, if you look at the lineup of this, it's it's absolutely fucking killer. So this record, again, just fits this kind of spiritual jazz, electric jazz. It's a classic of the genre. I mean, don't hesitate if you never heard of this. If you like things like Sextant, if you like things like Bitches Brew, this is really like fits really well. More jazz. Second wave, Roland Haynes. This is one of the lesser known things that came out of the black jazz label, and everybody knows like Henry Franklin and that kind of thing. You know, names escape me now. Too many names in my head. But black jazz, really kind of legendary jazz label, but a bit hit and miss at times. This is second wave at Roland Haynes. Roland Haynes is a Hammond player, and this is a really funky Hammond record. Also a little bit spiritual in parts. Roland Haynes is certain to become a powerful new force in contemporary soul jazz. Yeah, it is soul jazz. I think that's a perfect definition of it, soul jazz. Second wave, 1975 on black jazz, Roland Haynes. Henry Franklin is on bass on this as well. Yeah, just a lovely record. Nothing groundbreaking. I mean, you know, like it's not. We're not talking about Jimmy Smith here, but still quite good. More jazz. I think I was watching James Buttery the other day, his video, and he picked up a copy of Dark Magus, and so I thought, now I need to play Dark Magus. I haven't played Dark Magus for a while. Dark Magus was a record that came out in Japan, I think, recorded Carnegie Hall in 1974. Why do I think it was originally a Japanese press? I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of Agata and Pangaea. Nonetheless, this is a very different band that he plays with. Dave Liebman on tenor sax, Asa Lawrence, Peter Cozy on guitar, Reggie Lucas on guitar, Michael Henderson on bass, Mtume on percussion, and Al Foster on drums. So a very, very different band from, you know, his usual Electric Miles band. But they go into a real fusion territory, which just is like really taking obviously big cues from like things like Mahavishnu Orchestra and Weather Report. Notably, this is a very Weather Report-esque record, Dark Magus. I'm talking about a lot of jazz today. I don't know why. Graham Collier. I picked this up recently as well. Down Another Road, Stockholm Jazz Days. He's an icon of the UK jazz scene. I mean, and you've got Harry Beckett on trumpet, and the contribution of Harry Beckett on trumpet is very, very big on this record. Graham Collier plays the double bass, and you also have, well, this is the lineup basically. If you want to, you got some trombone, some sax, some oboe, piano, and some drums. You have the lot, but Harry Beckett is still the show. I mean, really beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just a couple more. Alabaster de Plume, English saxophonist on International Anthem. I really love the guy. This record is really wildly inventive. Lots of spoken word pieces. Very lengthy release, but really worthwhile. One of the best things to come out of 2022. Golds, you know, spiritual jazz, spoken word, a little bit of avant-garde jazz and free jazz mixed in. Very highly recommended. Here is a record that was sent to me years ago by Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68. Hello, Chris. You'll watch this, I'm sure. Descendanten, Sahara Electric. Descendanten were a offshoot band of Embryo, and what you've got there is a mix between, yeah, Arabic music, ethno world kind of grooves with some experimental electronic music mixed in there. Just yeah, it's just crazy music, but it sounds very, it's got a very Arabic kind of flavor. But 1970 or 80 something. I don't know. You can look it up. Don't trust me for every bit of information. Lastly, because I'm listening to a lot of synth music, electronic music at the moment, this here, which I've had for years and I don't play it enough. 2010, gosh, time passes. Zombie Zombie, John Carpenter, plays John Carpenter. So Zombie Zombie, a French duo. What a name. Etienne Jomet and Cosmic Neyman. Okay. With some guitar from another dude, Romain Turzi. So this was recorded in a French studio by two John Carpenter aficionados. Just really high octane electronic music, really really fun to play. Very like if you like John Carpenter scores, it's got Escape from LA, The Bank Robbery, Halloween, and The Thing, and Assault on Precinct 13. All classics, obviously. All right, I'll stop here. 22 minutes is enough. Take care, everyone. If you enjoy this, leave me some comments. Obviously, that's what we're here for. Okay, love you all.